So there was this really crazy taxi story of me coming back from Itaewon that ended up being very weird. I guess I should tell you a little bit about it. It's time for a reality check. So I was in Itaewon one time doing things that you do in Itaewon, which is probably drink. Itaewon is that area where foreigners go to feel at home a little bit, go to restaurants with food that gives them that comfort and desire to go back to America. I'm just kidding. I'm not going back anytime soon. Sorry, Mom. But they've got American restaurants, Canadian restaurants, South African restaurants. They've got restaurants from all over the world in this one place, and that's why a lot of foreigners end up going there and drinking a little bit. I should probably redefine the term a little bit. And you may be thinking, Alex, I get it. You're trying to meet a girl who likes Western guys or something, and you went to Itaewon. Nope, that wasn't it. That's not where this story is heading. Is it about a girl wanting to meet you? Nope. Is it where a guy wanted to meet you, Alex? Getting closer. Alex, tell us more. You're getting curious, aren't you? Aren't you now? Well, I was doing my thing, drinking a little bit, and living in Hapjeong, which is, I don't know, maybe like a 15-minute taxi ride back home, and I decided I gotta go home. So I got in a taxi and went. Like, that should be the end of the story. Like, I got in, I played with my phone, and I looked up, and I'm like, I'm home, and then I go. But about like 5 minutes into the ride, all of a sudden this taxi driver pulls over to the right side of the road and stops. Now at this point, I'm a little drunk, so I'm like, okay, this is weird and I don't know what's going on, but we'll just go with it for now. Not logical, I get it, but my first mistake was actually sitting in the driver's seat of the car, and you'll see why in just a moment. All of a sudden he stopped and decided to talk to me about something, and he said he gives really good massages. Oh, now you know where this is going. And then he got to the back seat of the car, and you're thinking like, whoa, Alex, you didn't follow him, right? I'm like, no, I didn't follow him. But it was weird, because he was telling me how good he was at massages, and he started giving me a massage. And now remember, at this point, I'm a little bit drunk, so I'm thinking like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. So he started giving me a massage, and it was an over the headrest massage. Maybe the headrest was down, I don't know exactly, but it's right behind me, going like this, and it's kind of getting a little strange. But eventually, at some point, I was like, yeah, I think I should go home, but thanks for the massage. And he said, oh, okay. And he got out of the car, got to the front seat, and drove me the rest of the way home. It was really weird. And I got to a point that wasn't my house, but I'm like, this is close enough to where I live. And I was like, okay, I'll just get out here, thank you. And he stopped the car and said, okay, that's an extra $3. I'm like, for what? Well, the massage that I gave you, I think it's an extra service. And I was like, hey, I didn't want the massage. That wasn't what I asked for. This is not cool. But you know what? At that point, you just want to get out of the car. So I was like, you know what? Here, I think I gave him $2 extra and just said, here, take it. And I got out of the car and never looked back and just went home. Kind of a weird story, but one of the many stories in my adult life that made me look at a certain issue from a different way. The thing that shocked me the most about looking back at this is realizing that I didn't really do anything to stop what was going on. I just sort of let it happen, because in the moment you're kind of frozen. You don't like, what do you say? Yo, get off me? Do you fight back? I didn't know what to do. And so why that becomes an issue, it was the first time I really understood how someone could feel vulnerable in a situation and not really be able to speak up and say, no, thank you. But it did make me reevaluate the way that I've viewed relationships in the past, because not saying yes or no doesn't really say anything. In fact, it could just be a fearful thing where you just freeze in the middle of a situation. Now, I know where a lot of you guys are going with this particular one. And by guys, I mean male people. You're thinking, Alex, well, are you saying that what I did in the past was tantamount to rape because I kissed someone and they didn't say no and they kissed me back? No, that's not exactly where I'm going with this one. But it was the first time that I realized that maybe it wasn't as clear cut as I thought it was in the past. There's a lot of gray area, and sometimes we just don't know what the right thing to do is. And we have to make the best decisions based on the information that we have. Now, in that particular situation, he probably should have realized that I was feeling uncomfortable, but then again, I didn't say no and I didn't stop him. So maybe he's supposed to assume that it was okay and I wanted it, but I didn't. It's like weird, dude. It's like gross, and I don't even know why he did it. So as men, we usually are the ones who society has coached us to make the first move. And I still think that's okay, to be honest, to go in for the kiss or to go in for a hug. But it's important to then read the signs as soon as you start to do those things, and to be able to pull back when necessary and keep going when it's appropriate. And from this, I realized that a lack of a signal was not exactly a sign of content or consent. Actually, that works too. Content. Yeah. So how can you know? Well, honestly, you can't. And that's why sometimes you can check or just be more aware of the situation when it's happening. I'm not saying don't make the first move because I don't know, maybe she wants a massage, or he wants a massage, or we all want massages. They feel good from people we trust. The last thing I will say is I do have a deeper understanding for the fear that may come from being a woman. I'm a guy that I think could have kicked his ass if the situation arose. I didn't feel the need to. He didn't do anything more than a massage. It was inappropriate, but now imagine being someone who is a much smaller woman in that situation, and the taxi driver stops and goes in the back seat and starts giving you a massage. I get some of the fear that comes out of it as well, being a woman alone at night in a big city by themselves. So, yeah, there's that too. This wasn't really the way I was going to go with this story. It was just going to be a fun story, but I guess even just by talking about it now, it makes me realize that there are many issues that we should talk about and bring up that were once considered embarrassing stories of our past, and maybe they will help shed light on important issues of our present. Well, that was a fun lesson today. Hope you all enjoyed it. I don't know what else to say. I guess that was our reality check for all of us. See you next time. Goodbye. Haseyo.